I'm gonna hope everything's working. I had to scram, if you could say at least. Hello and welcome to AUSF1 Tier 3 Round 2. You might not know my voice, but I'm just filling in, probably. We'll see how we go. My name's Apollo Pepsi. Might have heard me commentate of a few other leagues. I might have to alt tab here and there to fix some stuff. I did only have like 20 minutes to set all the subs, so it might not be the best. I don't know if sound's working or anything. Looks like the sound's working. I needed. Okay, give me 2 seconds to fix um fix this. Just just shrink that tiny bit, then we'll go back in. Hopefully, because when I alt tab, it likes to lag. So hopefully my computer is fine, and I don't have to restart. Anyway, we're on AUSF1 round 2 at Jeddah. We've had the other 3 tiers. Tier 1, I think we maxed out our safety cars. I did race in that race. A lot of people hitting the turn 3, turn 4 wall. Some people like to call it turn 4, some people call it turn 3. That brought a late safety car that mixed everything up. But that's enough about other tiers. We'll go into tier 3. A lot of names I know, a lot of names I don't know. So we'll see how we go. If I do get your name wrong, if you're re-watching the stream, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Gonna stay on board with Dan though, as he goes around the circuit. He'll be the first one out. I don't know if I showed telemetry or not. I'm gonna keep it off, just in case. I'm not certain if it's supposed to be on or off. Actually, what I will do is I'll ask. I'll be quiet for this lap. I'll just let Dan take the spotlight away so he can do his flying lap. We're right on board as he does it. Kinda takes a wide line, but kinda doesn't. Now, on board with Dan. Let's see how it goes throughout Saudi Arabia. Bit the wall banging. Got a fry behind Dan, just catching up to qualify. So Dan not having the best of lap. What I might do is I might alt tab when everyone's back in, turn my mic down the tiniest bit. Because it looks like it's spiked. I'm not sure. As Dan does a 34.0, so not a great lap for the Sauber. Bridgie though behind in the Ferrari, 31.3. You got the other Ferrari of Delhi at 30.5. I don't know how to say this name, but I heard a lot of people call him David, 29.9. So And then we got 29.7 from Jeddah. So 2 drivers into the 29s. Who do we have coming by now? It's a Williams, I think. That's the start of the lap. We have a Haas. No. The RB. Yeah, we got one of the RBs. Dunbar starting the lap. Nudes coming across. Nuds. I don't know how to say that. So we also had Donut go 9th. J Cash goes 2P1. Raw Dog is on the other side of the track, so it was Aussie actually came across 29.8. Which Aston is this? So we got Bevo, and then we got Battlecat. So actually it's Battlecat first to the line. What was he able to do? 30.4 for the Battlecat. That is not I won the Bevo to the line of 30.0. Beats his teammate by 4/10 of a second. And I think, no, that's Dan is coming across the lane because he made a mistake on his lap. 31.7 for Dan. As T8 unit, 28.9. First drive into 28 says Raw Dog goes to P9. One that Alpine's across the line. I think that was Bozzy across the line for 2-1. Williams is over. Okay, so we'll start with Jace. I hope that's how you say it, Jace. To the line. 30.0, almost into the 29s for the Williams drive. Paul across the line now, 30.4 for him. Just beats Battlecat over the line. We'll go with Domwa. He's actually invalid, so I think everyone is coming into pits. Actually, that Alpine just went across the line. I don't know which Alpine that was. Was Donut Gorilla. As Bully Domwa is setting up for another run. What I'll quickly do. As he's going for his lap, I'm gonna alt tab and fix my stuff. Fix that. We'll turn that down to about there. And then we jump in. Bevo like beverage. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Panache. Hopefully I fixed my mic. It shouldn't be peaking as much. Should be quiet, shouldn't be peaking. On board with Domwa though, he's got a Red Bull in front of him, a Jedi. Going around his lap. Yellow flag at the start. I think TA unit missed the pit lane entry. One of the horses is coming, that's Paul. Is that JC on a lap? No, I don't know. The Alpine's on a lap either, so Domwa to the line. What was he able to do? P10, 30.2 as a J Cash goes even faster, 28.9. We got 2 drivers into the 28s now. Wilson with Master Jedi now as he needs to do his first flying lap. We'll actually go on board with him. He goes through the twisty section of Sector 1. As he hits that inside wall, that's going to offset those 2 corners. Gets around it nicely though. 23.6 for the Red Bull driver. As we go into the flat out section, DRS for the first straight open, then you come into, in my opinion, the tricky fast left-hander. Very hard to get that wrong. We go into another DRS. Jeddah doesn't look like it has much of a deployment left or a lot of battery. Through the line, the Red Bull comes. Let's see what times out. 31.3 goes to P18, beats out the Bozzy in Alpine. His teammate, Paulie, original Paulie, starting their lap. That's a lot of curb. Into flat foot all the way. Not much to commentate over qualifying, except just watch drivers go around in circles for qualifying. I want to see them all bunched up. That looks like a lot of speed into the fast left from Paulie. See if he's actually carried that speed. He looks like he's out of deployment though of his battery. He looks like... Yeah, I think he's out of deployment because he's flashing like quite a bit, and that if he was out of deployment, he was out of deployment on the start of that straight. Goes to P18, beats his teammate by about 4/10 into the 30.9s. Who's... I don't even know how to say this. Nudes M? 5/10 improvement, 29.9 goes into P7. One the Saubers did cross the line. I think that was Dan to start their lap. Actually, there's to start their lap. Right across the line. Actually, no, they're into the pit lane. Geraldbot also into pit lane. One of the Mercs will be David. I hope it's David. I hope the way I'm saying it is actually fine. As I'm on board with the other three. 3/10 up. Just about. 3/10 up. Crosses the line. Actually goes 7/10 up. 29.8 for the Ferrari driver. Sits into P7. Aussie was the next one, but he's invalid, so he's back in the pit lane. We got Alpine of Bozzy. He's also coming into pit lane. King Dogger, please. Oh, God, that's the spin, and that was caught on stream. Pushing a bit too hard through the final corner on your in-lap. That's an unfortunate sign of events. Dan going purple sector 2, but so we'll look at the end of that. Original Paulie, I think. It's going again. No, it's not going again. Okay. Interesting. As Dan across the line doesn't improve. Only 17 thousandths down on his time and makes a mess of turn 1 at the same time. As original Paulie is done for the session, so he's happy with his 30.9. He wants to start at the back. Okay, which Aston Martin is Bevo to start the final runs out? Quite early out of the pit lane for early runs. Takes a wide line. That's a very wide line, to be honest. Takes all of the track, all the speed he can carry down the pit straight. You want to break about 100 meter boards for turn 1 cat order inside curb. Already used lots of battery, has a Bevo. I'm gonna get stuck on saying that. Through the tight sector 1, shifts down to 5th gear, holds it in 5th for better stability, I'm guessing. 32.2 goes purple sector 1, almost a whole second up there. Aston Martin is gonna have a bit of traffic though coming into Sector 2. Actually, everyone's stopping quite early on as McLaren is kind of stopping near the apex. Not a great place. There's a lot of curb on the inside. Now, if I knew corner numbers, I will say which corner is which, but I'm not sure as J Cash goes to the top with a 28.7. Goes 2/10 faster than T8 unit. But here comes Bevo into the third sector. In purple sector 2. But he is about a second up from sector 1. Into the final corner. Gets all the way to second. Short shifts 2 gears for some reason. To the line. Overtake on. Let's see what he's able to do. Second place for the Aston. 28.7. Not a bad time. I lost about a 10th, in my opinion, on the last corner. As here comes Battle Cat around the final corner. Don't know how much he's up because the thing didn't tell me. Using as much of the left as he can. 2/10 improvement, almost 29. beats out King Dogger and Paul. One of the Red Bulls to the line. Actually, to start the lap. J Cash is done. Jerobot behind has invalidated. I don't know if you could say this is I'm gonna say JCF1 is how you say it. I'm not quite certain. We'll jump on with Donut because he's on. Actually, I think it's Bozza. No, Bozza's invalidated, so no, it will be it'll be Aussie. Aussie will be the next one to set a flying lap, I believe. F1 needs to add something when you complete a lap. You have like an in lap or something. So it makes it easier to find like who's on lap. Anyway, Aussie to the line goes for fastest 29.3 for the McLaren driver. One Aston's is Bevo going again. Bevo is going again for another lap. I don't know if Battlecat will do the same. Battlecat is also doing the same, and he's got a train behind him. So the message that I just crossed the line about a second up goes to P1713-4 for him as the King Dog coming around the last corner to start their flying lap. Nudes is coming around the corner to start their flying lap. Jailbot coming around the corner to start their flying lap. J Cash is going even faster. 7 thousandths up on their previous time. Improves almost a 28.6 for the fastest time. TA unit just started. David just started. JCF1 is into the pit lane. Aussie is invalid. Which Ferrari is this? Deadly. No, it's not Deadly. It's Bridge. I'm just gonna call him Bridge. They have invalid. It'll be Alpine, so it'll be Gorilla. And then it'll be Bevo, I'm guessing? He's invalid, so we'll go to Battlecat. So Donut couldn't improve on his flying lap time. Where's Battlecat? We'll jump to Battlecat. He's also invalid on his time. We'll jump down to Paul. He's actually invalid as well. Dumbware to the line. What is he able to do? P6 for the RB driver. Fries into the pit lane. Jedi is coming into pit lane. It'll be King Dogger next. To the line. 7/10 up from the sector 2 line. Only 6/10 faster though. Goes to P5. Beats out Aussie. J Cash not improving, and he's weaving. Jailbot not improving. Alpine's also coming in. Almost took out teammate. T8 unit goes even faster. 28.4 for a provisional pole. McLaren to the line, can't go faster. David crossing the line goes even quicker. 1/10 improvement and it goes up 6 spots. So that's a well-fine job indeed. Nudes invalidated that time, so he is done. That'll be your grid. 3 drivers into the 28s and T8 comes out on top 3/10 faster than J-Cash. Now, while we wait, excuse me for a second, as I need to get a drink. My drink is now hot. Okay, so T8 unit will take pole position. Actually, not a bad fight between the top 3 for qualifying position, but T8 leads them out with a 28.4 over J-Cash with a 28.7, then followed by Bevo as well. Only a few thousandths behind, and you got Jeddah, King Dogger, Aussie, Domwa, David, Battlecat, and Paul for your top 10. And then you got Deadly News for Dogged, JC, Bridge, Donut, Jedi, Dan, Original Paulie, and Bozza. Oh, not Bozza, Bozzy. I got used to saying Bozza for a second. Interesting for what Original Paulie's pace is going to be, because he did one qualifying run and then retire in pits at like the 7-minute mark. So this will be an interesting one. We'll just wait for the drivers to do any setup changes they need for race, if they've done any race simulations, and to do their strategy as well. And so here we go. The red lights are coming on. 5 red lights. T8 unit in pole position. Outlights how right we go. Looks like Bevo in 3rd place. Getting a magnificent start. J-Cash got even better start into P1 already. Bit of contact. Bevo goes spinning after contact with T8 unit. A lot of ghosting happening already between the drivers. King Dogger up to P4 already. Now we're going into the twisty of Sector 1, where the drivers have to go single file. Looks like we got a better start than T1. Oh, as T8 unit going slide. That's a drift moment from T8 unit. And King J-Cash is already 2 seconds clear by Sector 1. He's had a magnificent start. As Original Paulie, still will bring in with a Bozzy at the back. Can't quite get the move done. Yeah, I guess ghosting is on. You know what? I've got to quickly check. Ghosting is on. There's a possible race strategy. You got medium hard, soft, medium hard. Best is the soft hard. You can try a soft medium, but it's not advised. It's one the since I believe that was Battlecat having a huge moment on the last quarter. Still trying to get used to the med TC, I see. As we go into turn 1 for the second time in this race. bit of a gap between P12 to P11 already, about 1.5 second gap. And I'd say Tier 3 has already made it further than Tier 1 without getting a VSC. I believe there was a huge accident at turn 3, turn 4 on when Tier 1 race. These guys go through cleanly as I think we were close to getting team orders from Mercedes. As we do have DRS now, so everyone will be able to close in a lot better. Now, if these guys play it right, if Jailbot and King Dogger play it right, they are able to close this gap to J-Cash in front if they do DRS hop on each other. But I think Jailbot is actually just straight up quicker than King Dogger at the moment. They've still got that 8-tenth gap on him. As we got some fighting at the back between Battlecat and Deadly, or Deadly almost turning across Battlecat's front wing as J-Cash goes in quickest, and then the King Dogger actually beats that timeout. As here comes the Battlecat. Down at the turn 1, gets the move done right before the braking zone. As actually the other Ferrari making 2 gains. I believe he just got 2 spots from that. Bevo, who did start in P3, had a magnificent qualifying after turn 1, though. He's found himself in the P12 train. The train for P8 that's led by his teammate, reserve teammate, I should say, I think. I think Battlecat's reserve, as Bevo going to go down the inside of Paul at this banked left-hander. A lot better to hold that outside there than try inside move, as Bevo gets through nice and cleanly, goes a bit wide, almost hits the rear of Raw Dog. He's actually going to get the move done straight away. No, he's going to let Raw Dog just sit in front, as this Ferrari's actually lost out on DRS on Battlecat, as I think David's had a mistake. He's actually fallen off the back of his teammate. As no moves is happening. Oh, actually, forget what I said that. Raw Dog down inside of Deadly at the final corner. Deadly going a bit wide. It's going to turn into a 3-wide situation going down the main straight. T8 unit going even faster overall. As Bevo into P9 will take that spot still side by side for the McLaren and the Ferrari. The Ferrari taking the spot back from Raw Dog, as it actually clobbers that inside wall. As TA unit just said, nice and calm in this train for second, as J-Cash extending that gap to 3.1 seconds now. Now that I remember, I'm actually going to turn on tires, because I forgot. So everyone on the, most people on the medium. You got 3 people on the hards. Hards are not a bad strategy, but you need to stay with the people near the front of the field. You can't be too hards from the back. It's just not fun. As TA trying to find his way past Domwa, as one of the McLaren's goes a bit wide. That was Aussie going a bit wide. I don't think T8's close enough to make a move. It doesn't look like any of them are actually close enough to make a move. King Dogger not attacking Jailbot at all. He's happy with Jailbot actually leading in this train, as actually King Dogger makes a mistake. He lets Aussie through on the main straight. You got a side by side with Donut and Bridge. Okay, someone needs to tell me, because I have the stream preview up. Is this stream lagging at all? Because I swear I just saw it have a moment or two. If it is, I'm gonna have to fix that. Delhi just outside of DRS of Raw Dog in front of him. Bridge did get in front of Donut. He's actually pulled that gap out to 9/10. As you got Tia trying to make the move on Domwa. But Domwa just has way too much straight line speed. As here comes Tia side by side with... What did I do? I turned off tires by accident. Side by side with T8 and gets the move done. And he's chased down King Doggo, who's actually dropped back off Aussie a little bit. Because Aussie's actually pushing Jerabot even harder than King Doggo was. So there might be a few mistakes made in this train in a little bit. As Donut falls down a position, actually falls down one more to original Paulie, as Paulie gets the move done before turn 3. As it looks like the medium tire still has the better grip than the hards, as Donut having a bit of a moment. As Donut just laying that RB go night fighting this actually. He's not letting it go. He's lost DRS out to original Paulie now. It's down to 1.4 seconds. I don't know when this happened, but Bevo's actually got past his teammate as there's a yellow flag at the back. I think Jesse F1 had a moment or something. As all of these guys trying to get even closer. As Aussie making the move on Jerabot to do this DRS switching game. As T8 unit 1.1 out of DRS, so it needs to close about 2/10. Oh, as a Paulie having a massive lock up into turn 3 and going wide. Oh, having even bigger snap going through the far section. Gonna have to rejoin safely. That doesn't look safe. That it's such a bad corner to rejoin because it's like you either like slow down heaps and some might hit you, or you spear across the corner to get onto the other runoff to then rejoin. It's a bad corner. As T8 making the move on PRL Aussie around the as we have someone's in the wall. As Battlecat was spinned onto this back straight. And he's actually picked up the RB driver just behind to get DRS. Battlecat with no battery at the moment. They both have it off for the time being. As Bevo making the move on David as one of the Ferraris is into the pit lane for the hard tyre. Paul and Raw Dog still just traveling along nicely as Nudes gets a 3-second pen as I think someone was spun. Jesse was spun. He's actually... Alright, never mind. He's not missing one. He just looked like he was missing one. Right, up to... He's trained for second. JK's actually pushing that gap even more. It was down to 2.2 the following lap, but it's now gone up to 3.1. 3-second penalty for Deadly, and that's on the new tires as well, so that's not gonna help. 3 people with 3-second penalties already. You got Donut, Nudes, and Deadly. As TA not deciding to make the overtake on Jerobot. Gotta do some DRS switching, lads, to catch P1. Not seen enough DRS switching as... Here we go, TA unit. Gonna make the move on Jerobot as Bevo goes quickest overall, 32.0 for the Aston Martin driver. So he's catching. As Donut and Master Jedi side by side. Jedi down inside at turn 1 makes the move stick. Master Jedi also for some penalty as well for all, as T8's had an issue at the long left hand. I don't even know what corner to call that. I don't even know the corner numbers. This is bad. I drove this track so many times. Yeah, I don't know the corner numbers. But after... Oh god, I had to sneeze. After T8's mistake, that allowed Aussie to get back into third place. And J-Cash has actually extended that gap again. It's now to 3.8. So whatever the guys in the P2 train are doing is clearly not working. Just stand behind someone. You gotta need to switch either on the first or second DRS. You can't switch on the third because then it's too short. As Aussie with a massive slide in the braking, has to let everyone go through so he doesn't get a penalty. Goes into ghosting as well. And this has actually put him out of DRS contention. This has brought Bevo very close to the McLaren driver to getting DRS. As Battlecat, I believe, also made the same mistake at turn 1. As Bozzy making a move on Deadly on the main straight. Gonna see any moves this time around for second place. Now that gap's come down by 2/10. King Dogger having a wiggle on the exit. As here we go. Jailbot's in. King Dogger also follows him. So 2 people from the lead second place train making stops already. Bevo's in as well to try and get DRS. TA unit and Domboy having a little fight, so this has probably cost them already on the pits. As you got a bunch of people in the pit lane already. We jumped to Jerba. Is he gonna get held up at all? No. But King Dogger and News come together on the pit X and News goes spinning around. I don't know if that's King Dogger's fault because he's basically off the track when he rejoins us. Like contact between the two people. Bevo on the new tires having a fight with Dan. Holds Dan past, I'm not quite sure. the one yellow flag, probably for a Ferrari. Wasn't really looking, to be honest. As we'll look at this fight for P2. Now, actually, I want to look at J-Cash. J-Cash, come in. J-Cash, the leader, is into the pit lane. What does TA do in response? TA is also going to pit. Kind of had to be done so you don't get undercut from the people that did it the previous lap. Here goes Jeddah, though. Is he close enough? No, he's about 6 heads back on original Paulie, so he's not that close enough, but he might look at a dive. Doesn't look at a dive. Now, J-Cash is out. Let's see the gap. So the gap's only come down by about 1 second between the people who was racing and where he was. It was about a 3-second gap beforehand. T8 has joined into this train for 3rd place. His teammate David's actually stayed out to keep going because his teammate was in. He didn't want to get the double stack. Alright, someone let me know if the stream is lagging, because for me, when I look at it, if it has its moments. I don't know if it's lagging or if it's not loading. So someone please tell me, because I only had about 20 minutes to set this up. I didn't even get to test if it was going to work. Alright, Cuds, Jailbot is going to bin it. Well, at the moment, he's already got past F1 original Paulie, who's on 11 lap old hard tires. In a pretty decent spot, the Red Bull driver at the moment on those hards. As David into the pit lane to get rid of those medium tires. Only person who needs to really pit off the mediums is Dan, but Dan's staying out once more. As Joebody's actually got past. Actually, he was past before. As King Doggy gets past T8 unit now. Down towards turn 3. Okay, I think what I'm seeing is the tab not loading properly. Okay, I don't think it's a stream issue. The stream looks fine to me. I don't know. On with the race, so into the back straight. Original Pauline gone a bit wide on a corner exit. He's just going to let T8 unit through towards the final corner. As soon as T8 hit the brakes, his rear came sliding out, so that was a yikes. As Bevo making a move on Domwile 4P7JC gets a 3-second pen. You got 5 people with 3-second pens so far. As Bevan making a mill of turn 1. And because of that, he's dropped out of DRS. Gets the move done and instantly drops DRS, as Aussie is not within DRS of original Paulie at the moment, so he's actually made a mistake as well. As the Fry who did an early pit stop for an undercut, hasn't really worked out for them. 3-second pen, about 6 seconds back on the Battle Cat. He just sits in P15 at the moment. jump to Dan to see him on these medium tires. I'm interested to see if he's got any good yellow flag. It looks like Battlecat having a little bit of a half spin at the same spot on the back straight. But his medium tires on Dan actually look pretty good from what I'm seeing. Still going at a good pace. We jump to this train of drivers. So Aussie has caught up to the Red Bull driver to get DRS, but Red Bull's almost out. As I said something about Dan's tires, they were fine. He's actually into the pit lane to get rid of the tires. What is that? That is the hards, I presume? Yes, he's going to switch the hards. He also got Donut into the pit lane to put on the medium tire. As Master Jedi going past Deadly, both these drivers holding pens to their name. As we go through the middle sector, unit just outside of DRS. I think he's just got, so T8 was hanging around the outside DRS detection, but he actually got it because he had the DRS, so he was able to close up a bit. As we'll look at Aussie if he's able to make this move on original Paulie. Paulie just having the DRS. Aussie giving him a lot of room along that back straight. That's a lot of room. As J Cash goes even faster, 31.9 for the fastest lap now from the fast driver. As Bevo actually goes fast now, 31.9 to 7. As I think King Dogger had a little bit of a mistake at turn 1 again, so as it stands, J Cash is going to run away with this win. I know this is tier 3, but how can we not do a DRS swap? how can we not perform DRS swaps at all? Or the original Paulie outside of DRS of Aussie now. So he's got Dunwhite and Bevo. Actually, he's got Bevo right behind him now, as he made the move on Dunwhite, who made a mistake at the previous corner. Cash for tier 3 champion, 1-to-1 odd, or $1.01 odd. Yeah, maybe. I think Bevo hit the rear of that wall. I think Bevo hit that wall with his rear tire. No damage to his car, so he's right behind original Paulie now into the main straight DRS. Original Paulie into the pit lane, so he's getting rid of those hard tires now. Let's see how far the Red Bull drops as Bevo goes even quicker, 2/10 faster than his previous lap. Gonna have to catch up to this train though, which has DRS on all 3 drivers behind the Sauber. Original Paulie, I believe, is now moving in the pit lane again. He's already dropped to 11th. Make that 12th now. Might be 13th by the time Battlecat passes him at turn 1. He should be getting up to speed around about now. Side by side with Battlecat turn 1. I actually think he just keeps it. He just keeps it. So Battlecat not able to make the move on the Red Bull driver, who is now on the medium tire, the fastest race tire. Medium's not an actual bad tire around the track. If the softs could only last a few more laps, I believe a soft medium would work on this track very nicely, but they don't last long enough. So I believe the softs are only good for about 2-3 laps. If they last about 5, 6, you can get away with a soft medium. Easy. As TR unit making a move on King Dogger, still side by side. down the main straight. Both of these guys are not using any ERS. They both have it turned off. TA makes the move. Goes a bit wide off the turn 1 apex, but it's fine. He didn't make a mill of turn 1, at least. As he got a bit of a contact between Donut and Deadly. I don't think Deadly knew that Donut was on his outside. So TA unit just out. Wait, what did TA unit do to make... How is T8 outside of DRS of Jerobo now? How's that happened? Come on, guys. We're trying to catch P1, not lose it even more. Jerobo's doing amazing. He's been in front of this train the whole time. No one has passed him. And every time they do pass him, they make a mistake. If Jerobo just doesn't get attacked, he can close his gap to P1 easily. Well, if they DRS swapped more, they will easily get him. If you DRS swap, you're gaining like 4 or 5 tenths every DRS. As Aussie tried to go around the outside PA unit, didn't quite work. Made a mill of turn 1. Let's Bevo catch up. Aussie loses DRS in return. PA unit almost within DRS of the Sauber. As Battlecat and Pooley making... oh, they're actually side by side turn 1 still. Pooley 3-second penalty, that's gonna hurt. And that one, I don't know if that will be removable. As T8 has regained his DRS. Aussie's also regained their DRS. Goes a bit wide. I think he's got the DRS. He actually, no, he doesn't. So that, him going wide actually made him lose it. But he's able to keep with it because he burned his battery. So he's going to stay with this train. So this train's all together. He did go purple sector 2, so we might see a faster time. Through the final corner, King Dogger actually losing out to T8 unit on DRS, I think. Yeah, he did. So T8 unit has dropped the Williams. As Bevo trying to go side by side with Aussie before turn 4. Couldn't quite do it. Dumb wire sideways at turn 1. No safety car, or VSC was called. Might be a reason why it's not being called is because ghosting's on. TA unit sticking very closely to Jerobo so King Dogger cannot get DRS. I think T8 units tires have fired up massively now. Let's see if the DRS games start. It's not DRS game, the DRS switching, because 5 more laps, 3.7 second gap between the top 2, 3 and the leader. As Bevo going around the outside, that is not it, my friend. You've just cost yourself a good second going side by side there. As Battlecat sideways again. As Donut making the same, almost the same mistake, able to catch it though. We'll go down to this P4 train. ST8 makes the move on Jerobot. As Bevo now leads this full-way train. As Bevo also gets a penalty as well. Don't know what for, but I did switch off. So Domwa now down to P10 after making his mistake at turn 1. Battlecat down to P19 after having the same mistake of the same corner 3 times. He's in the fight with Nudes and Deadly as they go 3 wide. 1 on the outside, 1 inside as Nudes try to move closer to the wall, but didn't expect Battlecat to beat in and squeezes him a lot. Battlecat gets the move done, so 2 for 1. Or 2 in 1. It's very nice. So we've got a yellow flag. I think Jeddah having an issue in the fast corner, fast sector 1. So, see if T8 and Jerbot decide to switch DRS on this main straight. So on board with the Sauber. Is he going to switch? Doesn't look like he's burning it. Why? I don't know if that was a late shift or if he shifted down and up. It doesn't really do anything. The more you do that, the more speed you're going to lose and the more time you lose. So it's not really worth it unless you're seeing a no ERS. I don't even know if shifting up and down in 8th gear does anything. I think they patched it out. Message Jeddah making the move on Donut. Donut's actually not giving this one up. He's fine at... actually, Jeddah had a mistake turn 1, so Donut gets through nicely. As Domwa making another mistake in Sector 1, let's fully through on that medium tire. We jump to T8 and Jerbot. Jerbot very close indeed. Now Bevo is dropped King Dogger and Aussie as there's a yellow flag. Sector 1, it's Battlecat has had a mistake. Yeah, I'm not dreaming. He's shifting up and down. I'm really... I want to look at telemetry just to see if it's doing anything, because I don't know if it does anything. Next time he goes on a straight, I'm turning telemetry on just to see if shifting down to 7th and then back to 8th is actually doing anything, because I don't know. I see a lot of people doing it, I don't know if it does anything. Rip to Alpine. I don't know, there's an Alpine in P14. I think that's points. I'm not sure. I don't know how tier 2 went for Alpine. I wasn't able to watch. And my race on Monday was a shocker. As the gap did come down between P1 and 2 a bit. Why does it get so bright all of a sudden? Okay. Telemetry. Let's look at the battery. It doesn't do anything. Hey, 80% sitting in hot lap. Shift up to 8th. He's going to shift down and back to 8th. Gonna make the move on T8 unit into turn 1 side by side with the Mercedes driver. Bit of contact between the two. I think T8 unit went spinning. He did. T8 unit's around. As Barrack has also had a mistake. Same spot again. Lap 24, 25. Bevo, who had contact at the start of the race, after he made a good start on T8 unit and had a spin, is now back up into P3 but has a 3-second penalty. Now if Aussie can stay with him, stay within that 6th, 10th gap on Bevo, he will get that place. I would say what Jailbot's doing is very interesting. I might have to ask him if it does anything, because I don't think it does. Done well. 3-second penalty as Gorilla had a spin, so he's dropped out of the points. So Alpine having a shocker week at the moment. As Bozza is in the pit lane. I'm gonna... Oh, he's doing his pit stop, so Bozza's going the whole race on hard tires. Jesus Christ. Alright, so Jailbot has dropped that gap massively on Jcash. It's now down to 1.7. Now, if they... Oh, well, that's a bit of a sideways move. Okay, yeah, so Ghosting is on. So Ghosting is supposed to also be off. Because if it was off, Jcash will have a harder time with Battle Cat in front of him. Now, Aussie 3/10 behind Bevo, but he's also got King Dogger to deal with in the DRS. King Dogger also gets a penalty, so rip. Incorrect settings. True. Void the race, rerun it tomorrow. So Aussie just outside of DRS on Bevo, but he's got King Dogger behind him who's gonna make this move on the back straight. You got TA Unit trying to close down that gap on Dogger as much as you can. Don't again a penalty for track limits. As King Dogger not making the move, but it is Jcash across the line. Gets the win in Saudi. Jailbot will finish third. Then you got Bevo to the line. I think Bevo made a mistake on the last corner. Actually gets overtaken by Aussie. And then T8 Unit. After that spin at turn 1 on the second last lap, finishes in 6th place. You're going to have David, Paul, Raw Dog finish in those respective orders. And then you'll have Original Paulie to the line, finishes in tempo, will be pushed down to 11th, so Bridge finishes in P10, Don Watt in P12 with Dan, and I don't know what's going to happen here because they all have penalties. JC 14th, you got Jedi in 15, Nudes 16, then you got Deli Donut crossing the line. Then you'll have Battle Cat and Bozzy crossing as well. Rerun Friday. I don't think people want to do that. People go out on Friday night. Except some of us sim racers, we do not. As Jcash is your winner with, I believe it was Jailbot and Aussie for your podium. So that's quite a bit of points. I forgot to mute everyone before the starting of the session, so that's great. So there is your official or provisional results. Don't know if they'll be Stewart stuff or not, but Jcash takes the win. Flawless win, took it from the start of the race and held it all the way to the line. Led every single lap, so well done to him. Then you got Jailbot Aussie Bevo and King Dog will be your top 5 with TA unit. 6, David, Paul, or Dog Bridge for your top 10. Let's see, who got faster lap? Battlecat at the end does pick up the faster lap, so I believe that is 2 points. I think. Now, what I need to do now is I need to do that, move down to here, and copy. Up. Ah, no. Cam's saving my ass. Oh, that. Whoops. I want to check something. Real quick. Yeah. We'll just wait for, I think it's Aussie to join the session. And I'm gonna do this real quick. Aussie has come in here. Cool, just give me 2 seconds, guys, to do something. There it is. No, that's the wrong button. We'll go back to game. Okay, we can start off. We'll start off with Aussie. Well done, mate, on the P3 finished. Surprisingly, you got it with the mistakes of others.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of slipping and sliding around there, and I probably a few too many mistakes for myself that race to really challenge the top 2. But yeah, just lost a little bit of time in some of the battles at the start, but it was a fun race out there.
Well, you're gonna hear this a lot on the stream if you rewatch it, but I was going on about DRS swapping, and none of you were doing it to catch J-Cash, who just ran away with it. So, well done on the P3. I don't know what's next week, because I haven't seen the calendar. I actually might check. But
Thanks, mate. As soon as I got to P2 every time, I kept making mistakes, so I don't think we would have been able to do anything about them anyway. But yeah, would have been probably smarter, but maybe less fun.
That is not calendar. This is the calendar. Tomorrow, no, next week we have Imola. How do you feel for Imola? And it is also a sprint round, just so you know. So you're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident around Imola. I reckon I should be hopefully in the same position, if not better, hopefully.
Well, congrats on P3, and thank you for joining the Combox or podium interviews. And we'll hopefully I will commentate next week. We'll see. And
yeah, too easy, mate. Thanks for the comms.
We'll jump to P2, Jailbot. Well done on your P2 finish. Actually, surprisingly, we're able to stay in front of everyone with DRS.
Yeah, I must have had lower wings, I reckon, than the other guys, because I noticed like sector 1 they would catch, and then I'd pull away sector 2, and then every time someone got in front, someone would have like a half spin, so he just couldn't like utilize that DRS to catch JK. But he got a good getaway from the start. There was a few like half spins at the start with the ghosting, so everyone sort of pulled back, and he just had just a boring leisurely race at the front, but well deserved, I think. He had the pace.
Well deserved P2 for yourself as well, considering how you were able to hold everyone off. Surprisingly.
Yeah, no,
but Imola next week, sprint round, also track limit central. How do you feel for that?
I reckon Imola is probably one of my weakest tracks. I don't know if it's because of the track limits and how like scared I drive it. Like I don't push the don't push the like sort of limits of that track because I'm scared to get the track limits. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe a bit of practice before then, and hope for the best. Hope everyone else just has more pens, I suppose, or a late safety car or something like that. But yeah, definitely not my favorite track.
Well, thank you, and congrats on your P2, and we'll see you next week for
Awesome.
Imola.
Thanks for comms, man.
Okay, Jailbot, the man of the hour who finished P1, how do you feel after leading every lap from the line?
Yeah, pretty good. I was getting a bit worried though because I was having to conserve a bit of fuel, and Jerobot and T8 were starting to catch up. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened back there, but I think T8 dropped out. But yeah, I was actually getting worried that I was going to get caught for a second there.
You kind of got saved by being caught by the many mistakes that was happening behind you, and you'll see a lot of them if you rewatch the stream. But Imola next week, sprint round. How do you feel for it?
Good. I was feeling good about tonight until T8 dropped that super quick lap in qualifying. We'll have to see. I reckon people are quietly getting a bit faster, so it might be a bit closer next week, I think.
We can only hope that is closer than this week. The DRS is a lot more powerful at Imola, so a lot more passing is going to happen. Congrats on the P1 and go enjoy your celebrations for that.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Now that is Tier 3 wrapped up for this evening. It'll be back to Tier 1, I believe, Monday night next week at Imola. That's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah. But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Tier 3 stream. Don't know if I'll commentate next week. Next week. I will do it if Dono can't get anyone else. But thank you all for so much for watching Tier 3, and we'll all see you next Monday for Tier 1. Bye.